So I grew up loving the Mafia series, the Mafia 1 remake, never played the original, Mafia 2, and partially I enjoyed Mafia 3, even though it was a little bit Ubisoft-ized. When they first announced Mafia the Old Country, I wasn't really hooked. The trailers didn't really grab me or really catch all my attention just like Mafia 2 and 3 did, so I kinda put it off. But after the DLC announcement at Summer Games Fest 2026, I figured there was no better chance than now to dive into Mafia the Old Country and see what the game's all about. Conveniently, it was on sale, it was like $5 off, so I'm like, screw it, let's give it a shot, and I did just that. And I have some thoughts about it. To start off, I didn't finish the game because it was genuinely so bad. There were some highs, don't get me wrong, but overall the game was just a complete disappointment to me, and I'm about to tell you why now. To start off on a high note, visually, Mafia the Old Country is a gorgeous game. The clothing, the cars, the weapons, they really just nailed that 1930s aesthetic and vibe. The world itself, although linear, was great to explore, walk around, and look at all the detail that Painter 13 put into this world. They really knocked it out of the park with that. The cutscenes too, they were rendered in-engine, and my god, they look phenomenal. They really, really do. The motion capture, the voice acting, everything alone was so well done. But with all that, somehow Enzo, the main character, still didn't grab me. And I don't know if it was because of how far I was in the game. Maybe we were still building up to it, or maybe it was the game's writing, but Enzo just did not hook me at all. You know how Mafia has always had those layered characters? We had Vito, who was pretty layered. Forgive me, I can't even remember the main character's name in the remake or in Mafia 1. And I guess Lincoln Clay from Mafia 3 still had a pretty big arc straight out the gate. I mean, all those characters pretty much hooked me from the start, but Enzo just didn't do it for me. I kept waiting for something in the story to hook me, but it just didn't. There's a relationship that kind of comes out of left field with a character named Sarah, and it just really didn't make sense. I mean, it made sense, but it just felt so forced, and it was hard to kind of care about them naturally. Now, some of the gameplay aspects were pretty cool, but I gotta be honest with you, most of the gameplay in Mafia the Old Country really just is not good whatsoever. My biggest highlight of Mafia the Old Country was the knife fights. I personally loved the knife fights in the game. I thought the mechanics were cool. I thought they were engaging. I thought they were fun. I wish there was a little bit more freedom and movement with them, but overall, I think they were really cool. Now, this is my biggest zonk and my biggest turnoff of the whole game of why I stopped playing. The story, as I said, just wasn't engaging. The story was paced so poorly in the first 4 chapters. I mean, there were so many lows. There were so many lows and so little highs during my entire playthrough that it was hard to get engaged. It was hard to enjoy what the game really was. So I'm just kind of like, screw it. If I'm not enjoying the main story, why would I keep playing it? Like I said, I couldn't even follow Enzo. I didn't even care about the character as a whole. There was nothing about him that was engaging or making me want to learn more about him. It was all very poorly done, and I just really did not enjoy it. I think the coolest thing that we did as Enzo, story related, was escaping the mines. In like the first or like the chapter 1 or the epilogue, I think it was sweet. I thought it was fun. That's more gameplay related, but that was like one of the biggest highlights of the whole game for me. And the horse race too. That was pretty sweet. But in terms of gameplay, as I was saying, I was getting a little bit off track. The gameplay besides the knife fights was awful. It was genuinely some of the worst gameplay I've seen in a very long time and played. Mafia the Old Country released in 2025. We're literally in almost the gold standard of gaming where, well, maybe not, but I'll have a video coming out on the gold standard pretty soon. But the gameplay was so clunky. It did not feel like a game from 2025. Like, I'm gonna jump in game right now, and I'm gonna go over the vaulting, I'm gonna go over all the gameplay, because, man, it was genuinely horrendous. I hated it. It really was a turnoff. So, let's jump over in game really quick. Alright, so welcome to the in-game portion of this video where I'm gonna show you everything that's really clunky and just overall what really annoyed the heck out of me. So, we're gonna actually start with the animations really quick. So, first of all, this animation of walking Totally fine. Not a big deal. Not a big deal. Oh, it makes me want to turn around. Okay, so I can't go far. So, running? That looks horrendous. That looks awful. Like, what is that running animation? Like, what is that? I'm sorry, I know it's such a little quirk and such a little thing, but it looks so goofy. Let's go over here really quick. So, maybe I can find something to vault. There we go. Is it just me, or is that just really, like, clunky? Like, you can see the animation, like, start, and it just doesn't seem fluid to me. I know it's such a little thing, and I know Hangar 13 isn't a massive, massive studio in any capacity, but it just feels so dated. Like, everything does. So, I'm gonna come over here, and there's a lot of button mashing in this game. For whatever reason, I don't know. And I'm a strong believer in if you can't do it well, don't do it at all. So, sorry, that's a little harsh. But there is so much of this repetitive button mashing in this game. Like, this isn't bad. Like, I don't mind this. This is very, like, The Last of Us starting up a generator. I got no problem with it. Clearly, I'm assuming they probably took some influence from that alone. But overall, there's so much button mashing, and for the first time in this game, I'm about to drive a vehicle. I haven't even driven a vehicle yet. So, it is what it is. Already feels like normal classic Mafia driving. But this just shows you how far I was in the game when I stopped playing. Like, that's a wall. I really didn't make it that far in the game. I mean, I'm about 6-ish hours into the game, give or take. But I'm going to wait and get into some, gunfights, and I'm going to show you a little bit more about that and some stealth action too. So we're going to jump over to that right now. So now we're moving into the gunfight aspect here. So if you hold L1, you get different options. Hold on, I gotta let that guy go. Get him out of here, get him out of here. So, if you hold L1, if you look on the left side right now, I'll probably just zoom in on it. You can see the UI, and you have to press X or circle to equip whatever weapon of choice that you want. And so now we just gotta move into the stealth section. So, I'm gonna keep playing until we run into a stealth section of some sort. Or maybe I'll even go a few chapters back. So this right here is chapter 1. I decided to just go back to it because I know it opens on a stealth section. So I'm going to show you what really just grinds my gears here. All right, so our goal right now is to take down this guard. So let's go ahead and go down this ladder just really quickly. Where did he go? Where's my instinct? There it is. All right, so he's right there. He's doing something with a lock. So we have this knife, and we can go take him down, right? But we have to grab him, right? And then we have to spam square to, like, choke him out. I understand it's, being used to put effort in there, but, to take someone down, it's not that easy to do it in real life, but I feel like it shouldn't be a tap to stealth kill someone. I really don't. I think it should simply be something like The Last of Us where you grab them and you press a button. Like you grab them with triangle and then you press square to take them down. I don't think there should be any button mashing. So I think it's just really a dumb mechanic personally, and that's that. So that should wrap up the gameplay portion for everything that I have. I do really quickly want to touch on the game's soundtrack. Overall, the game has a great soundtrack. I think it really captures the game's atmosphere, and just fits the time period really quite well. Here we have another stealth takedown, but overall game sounds, they're not bad. They're pretty basic. I mean, there's really nothing crazy you can do with game sounds. I mean, all the ambience is there, ambiance, however you want to pronounce it, it's all there. It all sounds relatively good and does immerse you quite well into the world. I actually want to see. Is this something else? Yeah, we spam it every time. And I think it's so repetitive, and I think it's so dumb. I just hate the stealth mechanics. But overall, oh yeah, there's another vault. Oh, Jesus, get in cover. Oh, they got me. Well, that's that portion for you. So now that I showed you guys all of that mess, I really just couldn't follow along with Mafia the Old Country. It just wasn't grabbing me. I mean, I made it to chapter 4 about 6 hours I played of the game, and I hated it. I was dreading it. I had no interest in going back into this world and caring about the story or trying to deal with the clunky and crappy controls that took me out of the immersion of the whole game. It was just, man, it was bad. And before some of you leave a comment saying, hey, listen, this game was never supposed to be Mafia 4. I know that. This game was a filler title. It was for people to sit down, enjoy a story-driven game, and just take a load off. But for someone who really likes to engage in stories and characters and get immersed into a world, this game didn't do it for me. I was really hoping there would be more of an open world vibe to this game. Again, I know it was linear, I know it was story driven, I know it wasn't supposed to be a big, massive open world game that would take you hours to complete. I knew that. I think calling this game a Mafia game just wasn't it for me. And I know that too. There were Mafia characters in this game who were in other games too. I know that. But that is the only connecting vibe to it. I just couldn't do it. I don't think it should have been a Mafia game. I think it should have been something completely else. So, should you buy Mafia: The Old Country? Well, that's up to you. If you're expecting a Mafia game, it's not a Mafia game. It's something of its own. And if you take a look right now, look at the Steam ratings alone. Look at other reviews. I mean, there are mixed opinions alone here on Steam. A lot of people didn't like the game, but some people also really did like the game too. I mean, it's really up to you and your own opinion. But for me personally, it just wasn't for me. And I think I said everything I had to say about the game. It just wasn't good. It didn't hold up for its time. It almost felt rushed. Now, I still love the Mafia series, and I'm looking forward to Mafia 4 someday. And I'm really hoping with Mafia 4, we go back to these roots that we had in Mafia 2, Mafia 3, and Mafia 1. Things that made the game series work well and got us to where we are today. Because Mafia: The Old Country certainly wasn't it. But that's all I got on Mafia: The Old Country. Like I said, if it goes on sale for something cheaper than $40, maybe pick it up if you want to play it. But if anything else, stay away. Simple as that. I think the game was definitely a flop. Nothing good at all. Flop, slop, it just wasn't good. And that's all I got for today's video. Thank you all so much for tuning in and watching my review. Let me know what you guys think of Mafia: The Old Country down below. I look forward to hearing what your thoughts are. Take care.